Alrighty guys, we're back in my backyard. Um, Today I was trimming up my little shrubby trees over here. Um, they were neglected for many years, and I just wanted to get the bases trimmed up and trim some of the large overhanging branches that might gouge my eyes. But they're a really good privacy block right there, so I want them to fill in. So thinning them out some will help them fill in much better. But anyway, today I'm going to be digging up the irrigation here for this tree here. When I turned on the irrigation, uh, these did not spray anything out, so I need to dig them up, make sure that they're not kinked in any way. This one up here, I don't know if you could see it on camera, but the one that comes up here, that's more than likely cut off by the tree. So if I can dig this back to this line right here and find where it's at, then I might be able to run a fresh line over here so that has plenty of water. I have the aloe vera right here. If any of you from Arizona know why both of my trees back here have aloe vera plants growing, please tell me why that is. I just assume that the two works together like most life does, you know. Some life requires other life to succeed in life. So tell me if you know why they planted aloe vera at the bottom of this tree. And this tree resembles a pine tree type of needle leaf. I don't know what this tree is called. When I moved to Arizona, this is the first time I saw this tree. So if you know what this tree is called, please let me know. But anyway, today also, this is my walkway behind my mulch pile. I'm going to start putting more rock in here and work my way over to this corner here and fill in all the way to that area there. This is all going to be rock, and all this rock, of course, is coming from my existing yard here, because I'm going to, once I get all my beds built, I'm going to be filling in rock around here, around all the beds with fresh rock. And I'm using a very expensive weed guard liner to lay the rock over, and this will help prevent any weeds from growing up. And if they do grow up, they're going to grow up out of the rocks. They'll be easy to pull up, get all the roots and everything. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to put the camera down, and I'm going to do a little time-lapse kind of video today. And if you see me carrying a 5-gallon, you might say, well, why don't you get a wheelbarrow? Well, since this corona crap has came up and everything is shut down, you can't get to the gym at all. So this is a great way to stay in shape. Okay, so I'm going to put the camera on the tripod and we'll get started. All right, guys. Well, as you can see, I moved several, and I gave up on the 5-gallon because enough exercise, time to get a little serious. And you know, it's a barrel, and it's got wheels. So technically that's a wheelbarrow. Huh, go figure. Okay, So right now, I have to find the water line that hose there is attached to. And I'm hoping it's just right under there. I don't want to go too far with the rocks because I might have to peel it back. We'll just move this branch out of the way. And we'll just dig up a little bit because I think the line comes here from the other tree. We'll check that out. As you can see right here, I've followed the line down, and hopefully I can dig it up. Here we go. Here's the main line right here. And as you can see, they don't use PVC. They use this plastic tubing here. And in my opinion, that's just a cheapskate way of doing it, because with soil compaction, roots growing, these can really be cut off pretty easily. So I would never use this if I was to do an irrigation system. I would use 3/4 inch PVC, period. And I would use Schedule 40, which is the thicker walled stuff. Okay, so now we've exposed that line. Now we have to find out where that line over here at the tree comes out, so we can get to it as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just follow this way, and eventually I'll get to that line. And I'll have to go turn on the irrigation system to see if this actually is flowing properly. There's actually 2 lines going up to the tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to simplify this. This line over here is way too far away. And we want these little lines to come as short as distance as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these 2 lines here. One's going to go to the base of the tree. One's going to go over to the aloe vera. 2 lines spraying for 10 minutes will be plenty of water for these trees and that aloe vera both. So what we'll do for this one is we're going to cut it off right there. And then we're going to take and we're going to block this off here. Be right back. Okay, so to block these off, all you have to do is give it a good sharp bend like that, where it's going to crimp it, just like crimping a old garden hose. And then you just put a solid PVC wire tie right there like that. Crimp it nice and tight. Cut the extra off. Bam, right there. That line is not going to leak. And if it does leak a little bit, there's roots from this tree in here, and that's fine. But if it does leak, it's going to be just a dribble. If you don't already know, I am what my sister calls a frugal person. And that means I do everything I can as best as can be done without spending money. There are There are objects that you can use to block these up, but out of all the irrigation systems I've done, I've never had an issue with anything like that. So that's how we're going to go ahead and do it. We can go ahead and cover this area up here because no line is going to run through there. There we go. Looks pretty good. Up over here, these lines are going under a really thick root. I'm not going to chop it up because it's close to the main base of the tree and I don't want to harm the tree any. So what I'll do is I'll uncover as much as I can. And we'll just go ahead and cut them off there. This is a pack of couplers. These are for these small sprinkler lines. I'll have to put this one back in its place. So we'll go ahead and snip off the broken end there. And we'll place one of these barbed pieces in here. Perfect. Now we'll put it back in here where it snapped off of. There we go. Okay. Now we'll test this for flow. Okay, there we go. Okay, in order to make it reach to the base of that tree, we're going to have to extend this a little bit. So we'll use another barbed coupler. And I've blown through these, so I know there's no major obstructions. Now we're going to use this existing trench here. There we go. That'll work. And we're going to have this line go as straight as possible. That way water flow is the easiest. So we'll just have it going over this way. A little bit of soil over on top of that though, hold it in place. And now when we put an end on here, it's going to be perfect for watering this tree. Alright, so we got this water hose coming this way, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut through here and get it the most straightest route possible. So what I can do is I can go ahead and fill this all in. Alright. All these roots in here are crazy. Okay. Okay. There you go. Carry that a little more. Last water line here should be perfect. Perfect length. So some of these have ends, but I'm going to just replace all these. Some of them are broken. Some of them look like they could be used, but I'm going to go ahead and replace all these. They're not very expensive. And plus I will replace them with mushroom ones that I can adjust the flow and it'll kind of spread out. Alright. So now I get my rake out and we can rake all this flatter. And I don't know if you noticed the soil, but the soil is very loamy, very mulchy. So it's going to be perfect to lay the paper and rock over here. This is going to feed these trees for years. Move this camera back some. And here's a rake tip. If you want to spread stuff very smoothly, use the flat side. If you want to rake it up, use the fork side. All right. Okay guys, there you have it. We have our water lines located and repaired. Now I'm going to go turn on the sprinkler lines to make sure that we're all good here. Okay, I had my sprinklers come on and it drenched my phone and evidently it stopped my recording. But anyway, we've got our line that we installed over here is flowing beautifully, as you can see. We've got this one. It's not flowing, but it has this end on it. So what we'll do is we'll cut the end off of it. It's just probably plugged up. There you go. See, and now that one's spraying nicely. And once we get our adjustable ends on there, then it'll be just fine. Okay, and the ones I did last time here, they seem to be doing all right. Where's the other one? This one, oh, see, that has an end on it too, so I will cut that off. There you go. Okay, so that one's going. That's going, and let's go ahead and spray them off because I think that one's going over the fence. But our irrigation line for our boxes is right here, and it's flowing. It's all on the same line. It's a lot of irrigation on one line. So anyway, and I believe these things over here are on the same line. I'm pretty sure. They don't look like they're flowing at all, probably pinched off. We will definitely dig them up later and find out, but I'm not to that area yet. So okay, let's go turn the water off now. Okay, now, so the lines are shut off. We're kind of soppy wet here, but now we're ready to continue on with our rock sum. Today I'm hoping to get all the way up to the tree at least, maybe a little beyond. I got some other things to do like oil changes and stuff. So, and let me tell you something, okay? I'm very disappointed to tell you guys that I will not be able to have the 50 BMG out there this weekend. And the reason being is that I wasn't smart enough to realize that new scopes do not come with mounting rings. I'm very new to rifles with scopes. I'm usually red dot scope guy. So these long range scopes, they do not come with any type of mounting ring. So I had to order some. So next weekend, I will have the 50 BMG video up. I apologize for that again, but it was kind of an amateur move. But anyway, let's get started moving some more rock. As you could probably tell by me bringing stuff in, I was bringing in a lot of dirt with the rock. That's what happens when you recycle rock. But that's why I brought out the hose, because I'll go over it and spray it down and rinse the rock off. And that way the dirt will settle to the bottom and the rock will be nicer. guys, I hope you enjoyed this little segment. I hope it wasn't too long after. Okay, see you at the range, guys.